Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Foreplay Podcast. My name is Brandon. I am joined by Nick scratching his eye.
Hey, everyone.
Kevin adjusting his mic.
Hey.
And Mike looking at the television and not the camera.
Hello.
Yeah, they can't hear you.
Hello.
Mike, you're very perky today.
My nips.
I can't see them. Well, we were discussing right before we're like, oh, why don't we just talk about the foreplay? Is that I have started a diet and I crave and love food, and it is the worst.
So what?
The end.
What specifically did you?
Everything.
What is
Like-
it?
Be more specific. He
Like,
said specifically, and you said everything.
On air.
air and grass. Well, no soda, no sugary
That's
drinks,
Best thing you could do.
no
honestly.
beer.
Well, the main
all
focus
garbage
of
food.
The main focus of your diet is sugar, right?
Yes, because I watched Fed Up on Netflix and this or that sugar film on Amazon. Go watch them,
Is
and
it
then you might
actually
not want to
called
drink.
this or that
sugar.
sugar film, or you just
No,
don't know? If
I don't know if it's this or that. So it's one of those.
Probably that.
But it's
That
just
makes more sense.
the amount of sugar that we eat and drink is absolutely absurd.
And think about how
Right.
long they've just been
Oh, just in my
pushing that down.
everything.
It's in everything. All those cereals that as a kid when you're
Yep.
watching Nickelodeon.
That shit's the worst.
yeah. All the juices and all the whatevers.
You know what a crime is that they get away with too, because how much like lobbying and shit they do. That everything on a food label has all the percent for your daily value, but sugar for some reason. Because if they put sugar, almost everything would be like 80%
Yeah.
of your daily value in like a little can of soda or something like that.
Can of soda pretty much is.
So right now, I want everything. I feel like there's a pit in my tummy. I just want fast food. I just want literally anything sweet. Like I bought the one thing that saved me. I bought these like sugar-free, calorie-free like water insert things.
Oh, like the
Like,
flavorings.
Yeah, the flavoring.
those
So
are the
I'm gonna
best.
have like one
Yeah.
a day, and that's like my sweet. And last night I was drinking it. I was like, this is like phenomenal,
Yeah.
and it's so
Yeah.
fucking stupid. So I'm just basically eating like salad, chicken, fish.
Yeah,
Meat.
You got
That's
no-
how you do it.
tilapia.
but-
Ew.
No, toppy's good if you
Ew.
season it. I seasoned it and grilled it, and it was delicious. Fruits, vegetables, no bread, no dairy. It's just, and I love dairy. God, I love some fucking cheese and
Just
milk
like-
and
Cheese is a good
I
stuff.
could just imagine you being the dude like Ben Stiller from Dodgeball, like when he comes off of his diet, or when he's like
oh my.
normally on his diet and he's like stuffing the pizza in his
Yeah,
hand.
that's it. Dude. Remember
Like
the
when you just said Vincent brought home
Domino's,
and
and
that's like I picture you just like
I had to say no. Do you remember the first time you saw that My Milkshake part at the end of that movie?
I died
Oh my
because I was
God.
in
Lost
what,
it.
like,
Yeah,
whenever that came out, I was
sixth
so
grade or
young.
something. It was perfection.
So anything that was remotely involving that, yeah.
fucking Chuck Norris.
My first AOL account was based off that movie.
Yeah,
Skills That Kills. One of the teams.
Kind of surprised thinking
tournament.
about it now. They haven't tried to do a second one.
Yeah, with all the reboots we've been having. Yeah.
Well, Step Brothers 2 is coming next year, so
Probably gonna be
Who knows?
shit, to be honest.
yeah.
I agree.
But they
But
rehash
if that can
everything,
get
so.
a sequel, yeah, Dodgeball can get a sequel.
Well, if this is your first time at youtube.com/4playvideo watching the 4play podcast, each podcast.
Pad.
That was my.
Pad.
I was channeling my Boston accent. That's where I'm from.
You want me to? You want me to tease him a little bit?
No, I'm not done speaking.
Okay.
Wait your turn.
He wants to talk about his Boston accent.
No, I don't. Monday, you can see the foreplay for the topics. Tuesday, the talk time. Wednesday is for Would You Rather. Thursday is a Do You Know question. And Friday, the whole audio and video podcast goes up. Audio on Google Play Music and iTunes. Saturday, a video game Let's Play. You should subscribe to our channel. You should follow us on all the social media. The social media is all at 4playvids. And we even have the website, www.4playvids.com. You should check out. Now, Mike, it is your turn.
Check out the podcast.
Beckis.
Pick.
What are we talking about this very week of May?
Uh,
May the 4th be with you.
It's not made of.
Whoa! Mike, what are your topics?
all right, so talk time is gonna be about just being a lazy piece of shit.
No.
So something Brandon's really
for
familiar with.
possible money.
Oh no.
Oh, I know what this is about.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, I
too.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know in the next topic.
Would you rather is I guess talk a little bit about guilt or horror. And do you know, should you know, is about family.
Familia.
Familia.
In Italian.
Mi
In
familia?
Spanish.
La familia.
Famiglia. That might be a part of the body.
Familia.
Any Hoosers, we will be back with the talk time topic in a moment.
On the podcast.
Hello, this is Talk Time, brought to you by Mike at youtube.com/4playvideo. Michael, what are we talking about this week? Good, cool story, bro.
Okay.
I completely respect the fact that you were about to shun him right there for what he just did.
I was gonna say
Get
something,
nowhere.
but I didn't know what to say. But so what did you think it was about? Since you
So, I'm pretty sure Nick knows as well. Apparently, NASA
yeah,
We're on the same page.
will pay you an exorbitant amount of money to
18,000.
18,000 for
18,000 for 70 days of sitting in a bed and smoking pot and reading books. And
Oh, I didn't know
watching
smoking pot.
Netflix.
I didn't know smoking pot's in there.
Can I play
Yeah.
video games?
Yeah.
I would.
I'm sold.
Why?
They're doing like a study about like how like your body may react like for astronauts just being like deep like space travel.
So like not just have.
So and when you're in space, the zero gravity, there's no tension on the muscles. So like just sitting in bed all day is like the closest thing that your body would come to that.
Yeah.
So they're seeing how it would deteriorate you physically and mentally, and still because the only time you're getting out of bed in those 70 days is, I'm guessing, going to the bathroom, but also just doing like various little tests.
Oh, so you do actually get up at some point.
Yeah, you couldn't
Well,
just lay in
yeah,
bed
but I
the whole
don't think
70 days
it's-
straight.
I don't think it's like a large
It's
amount
quick,
of time
yeah.
that you're getting out of bed.
Because you'll get bed sores.
Yeah.
That's true. Did you, sidebar before we get back to the main topic, did you hear about the woman in St. Louis? She was like 500 pounds and she had a caretaker that was coming from her church to go like check up on her and bring her food every day for like 6 months. She spent 7 months in a chair and never once got up.
That's
Never
Yeah,
once.
that's when your body starts like growing around
She was
the object.
using the bathroom in it. Her skin became molded to the chair.
that is
Holy
crazy.
And she was
moly.
like 400 something pounds.
That
They had to get a
is-
crane to like get her out,
her
and the
out.
house was condemned.
Yeah.
Now, how are you the person that goes to that house every day and just continues to give her food and is like, this is fine? He said that he noticed a smell, but it was nothing out of the ordinary. That man needs to go to jail, one. And I mean, that just reminded me of being a sedentary. So I'm like,
I don't know about jail.
he
Well, I
he
don't know,
allowed
it's
that.
like- you could definitely spread some kind of disease, like just shitting and
Yeah.
pissing
Yeah,
in the same
yeah.
spot and not moving. Like,
I just don't know how someone gets into that house every day and just like, okay, this is fine.
yeah, it's nasty.
But back
That
to
was
the,
crazy.
Yeah,
that
it is
was
pretty
the
nuts.
weird-
It-
that was the craziest.
it blew
thing
my
I've ever heard.
mind. We were talking about it at work one day. I was like, what the fuck? But so it's 70 days, so minimal. So you're getting up to go to the bathroom, right?
I guess it didn't specify anything about the bathroom, but I'm just guessing.
I would
Oh.
imagine if they're doing a test, they would set you up with fucking like a catheter and shit. And some parts
very
of
feasible.
like a few
Yeah.
days you would have to not get up.
It's very feasible. Yeah.
Initially, I'm like, okay, sign me up. I'll take the money. But what are the long-term effects? And imagine this day, but 70 days ago, and how long that was, and what's happened in that time.
That's not that long ago.
70 days.
70 days. Think
But-
about it.
But yeah, but
That's like
but that's only spent
Yeah,
in this
but
one
You
room.
could
Yeah.
spend it's
In that one
it-
position,
it's
basically.
a little bit over 2 months just laying in bed.
Yeah.
So we're recording this on
And
May.
like at
7th.
first, that's how I felt. I was like, $18,000, fucking sign me up. But at the same time, I don't even like sleeping in anymore. I think I would go insane.
There's nothing. I would sleep to, and imagine it's not like I'll just drink too. I imagine you have to be healthy. right? The whole time if they're studying your body because they can't have any adverse
Well,
effects.
this is just your brain that's cursed right now due to your diet.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, it's
You're automatically thinking about
Give me a drink.
Well, you also do get to smoke pot, so
they'd keep. I'm sure they'd keep you
Satisfied.
nourished.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they would have to keep you healthy because if you're, the whole point is to prepare an astronaut. So an astronaut's not going to be eating fast food or drinking alcohol for that
Yeah.
matter. Right? I don't think
Very unlikely
yeah.
that they'd be. Yeah.
because they can't have any
You're
adverse
gonna have to eat those
effects.
poop potatoes from the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah. Yep.
But
well, I think you could do whatever you want because I'd imagine they'd want you to like keep the same diet and lifestyle that you have already. So like, there's no changes in your body from that. Like, they just
Oh
wanna,
yeah, yeah.
you
They
know what
want
I
to
mean?
keep. Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I
True.
actually
Actually,
forgot to
yeah, I
say
think
they
Mike's
do,
right.
They do like a bunch of tests like for 20 days first, and then you start the 70 days in the bed.
To monitor
Yeah.
your normal
Yeah, like
activity.
you do like exercises and stuff like that, and like I guess they figure out your whole thing.
Yeah, that makes more sense
Yeah.
actually.
18,000 though. Like it's like
It's 1,200 a week.
I think I would have to do it just because of how much I could pay my debts off right
Yeah.
now with 18,000.
Yeah.
I just don't know how it would change me mentally.
Yeah. It might be a good thing because at the end you might become like super fucking active afterwards and
That's
like that
true,
is
yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah, and there's 2 studies actually going on. There's 70 days of people in bed, and then 70 days of people doing certain exercises from bed.
Oh, okay.
That's-
So they're in bed the whole time but have to do
Yeah.
shit.
you could.
That's what I would
technically
be trying to
stuff
do.
in bed.
Yeah, if
But
I
the,
was
but
doing
the
it,
one,
I would be
the
doing
one group, they
exercise.
don't want you doing like anything.
Oh.
Yeah,
like-
that's tough.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Has anyone ever done that before?
probably.
Like just had not moved for
Probably.
Yeah, but in like the name of science.
Oh.
See
like
what it
have
would
they ever
do.
I don't know.
tested like because I don't want to be like a guinea pig for this.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I mean,
that's-
I'd do
Well,
it.
that's kind of what you are.
That's what I would want to know though. Yeah, what are the long-term effects of post
I think
study?
they're also,
That's what they're trying to figure out.
I think they're also trying
Yeah.
to figure out like different stuff to use for astronauts. That's why the whole pot thing is involved.
Yeah.
Like,
To see if it helps them.
yeah,
Makes sense. If it calms them down, doesn't make them freak out. But
because they're trying to test that like if you're like that for that long, if like it changes you mentally, so like the astronauts won't be able to like do the certain tasks that they were trained to do, and like change them physically that they wouldn't be able to do certain stuff the same way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what they're testing.
Yeah, I can understand that. The one thing I'm thinking about though, that you're cooped up in bed, and you know like those random days where you're on Netflix or something and you literally can't find anything to watch.
yeah, that
You
just becomes your
can't
life.
move, you're just
For
like-
70 days straight, you're just scrolling through Netflix.
But then at the very least, I feel like this whole thing would get me reading a lot more. There's endless
There you
amounts
go.
of
Yeah.
reading material that you can out there that you could consume.
My thing for why, if I could, for me to 100% do it would be if I could just do it and it wouldn't interrupt my life as it is now. So like, if I didn't have to pay my bills for the next 70 days, I could just resume work where I left. Basically, if the 70 days really didn't exist, then I could just do it. Because right now I couldn't feasibly leave and go do 70 days. But I would 100% try it.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you not get any
Yeah,
money if you
it'd
don't
be-
complete
it'd
it,
be
or
perfect for like a college student that's not taking summer classes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
work.
A summer vacation type job.
I
Yeah.
just imagine there's some type of thing where if you don't finish it, they don't give you the money.
It might be that stipulation. I don't know.
There's got to be, or I guess they would have to do severe checks and you'd have to get selected for this because why not just go lay in a bed for a week and make, what'd you say, $1,000,
True, yeah,
right?
Yeah,
So there'd have to be some caveats to it, but
Sign me up.
I would do it.
I would do it.
Mike, what about you? You've
I
been
don't know.
pretty silent.
$18,000 is pretty nice though.
It is.
That's what I'm saying. That's like half my student debt right there. I'd
like
be
quick.
cruising.
The only thing I'm thinking about is how like controlled of an environment is it? Is it literally just like, do they create like a calm
that's
like
what
room
I-
setting
I
for
don't
you,
know.
or are there like computers and like machines
I'm
everywhere?
still
with, like,
fine with
That's
either
what I
way.
was wondering because when I was first thinking about it, I'm just thinking of myself in my room.
Yeah, because if I could,
But it's
if I could
obviously
sit and
not in your
relax in a
room.
calm environment, I'd feel like I'd be fine. But if there are just moving parts all over the place,
Yeah.
you know, they're someone coming in and sticking me with an IV and like.
I imagine
guess
they-
they'd be
Yeah, I would
doing
hate that. Yeah, I guess they would be
because
doing
they're
that.
gonna be.
yeah.
They have to monitor you in some way, you know.
You'd probably be hooked up most most of
Ugh.
the 70 days.
That sounds
Suction cups on my head.
That's the
No.
part that doesn't sound fun.
So now that I
No,
think
I
about
don't, I
that,
don't think it would be that serious though. I
Yeah.
don't think they'd monitor you that close. Because I think that's what the random tests are for. Because they don't have to do. All
They
that
want
stuff.
that to be like a normal
Yeah.
life, just laying in bed. Better be a comfy motherfucking bed.
Yeah, that's for certain.
My God. What I would get done though in 70 if I could just play video games,
Oh my
watch
gosh,
movies
exactly.
and shows, and
Well, the
I need
first thing
70
that
days
I-
to catch up on everything.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought of is the million shows that I say I'm gonna watch and just
You'd be able to
never
watch
get
them.
around to it.
Yeah.
And
You
I would
could-
definitely rewatch The Office.
that
Yeah.
would crush like a decent amount of time. for
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
You haven't
That'd
done
be
that yet?
everything. There's no way like
If you're doing nothing else, though, you'd fly through that.
there's no way I wouldn't be able to finish all the shows I wanted to in 70 days of
Yeah.
just doing that.
Yeah.
We think that, but then it's like after the 5th series we watched, and there's still 50 days left of this. Oh God!
Then you switch to video games or read. Mix
It,
it up.
seems easy for us because we love
love
all
tech.
this
Yeah.
stuff. I'm sure a lot of people
No,
would have a lot of
I think
other.
I'd fucking go nuts.
Yeah.
I can't even sleep in anymore. I think it's such a waste of time. Like I just can't do it.
My biggest pet peeve in life is wasting time, so I don't know. But I'm getting paid
Time you
a
enjoy
nice,
wasting.
yeah. But I am getting paid a hefty sum to do
Yeah,
nothing.
$18,000 is.
Not only that, think
really
about who
fucking
you're
hard.
helping too.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
you're doing it
was-
for the
I
astronauts.
love space. If
That
you
was
haven't
one of the
heard
things
here,
they said too. It's just like if you ever feel down, just know that you're working for NASA.
I do like
In
that.
a weird ass roundabout way, you're
Yeah.
working for NASA.
Yeah.
You get the T-shirt and everything. But that'd be oh my god, that'd be crazy.
Nick, as the scientist of foreplay, what are your concerns for the study?
Well, honestly, in terms of just the straight sedentary lifestyle of just not moving,
Sedentary.
however it's pronounced, whatever. You knew what I
Sedentary.
clearly knew what I meant.
Sedentary.
Clearly knew what I meant. Anyways,
Sedentary.
if I wasn't allowed to work out, because my initial thought was that I would just try and create workouts, like even if I was just providing resistance to like curls, like something so basic just to get my muscles flexing. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm just saying basic exercise, something.
Kegel.
Kegels, sure, whatever.
Nick fucking love him some Kegel exercise. I'll tell
either
you what.
either way, though.
Nick, you know what a Kegel is?
I know what the Kegels are. That's why I smile and chuckle at Mike. But
We do Kegels together.
Oh, that's nice. I wish I was invited. I guess I'm not cool enough.
no. Either way, that is good for you to do, but that's besides the point.
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's, yes. But yeah, no.
Kellogg's.
If you gave me, I could spend probably 30 days on Ark alone, easy, easy, easy. I could replay the entirety of Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. And if you don't think, like, what are my play times on those games combined? You think
Still though,
I don't care.
It's not.
It's not even
70
worth-
days.
it's not 70 days? It's pretty darn close. Skyrim, Oblivion, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, but think about
It's
yeah.
also nonstop though.
That's what I'm saying. The
It's not
time
nonstop,
that
you sleep.
No, the time you accumulated on those games to get those outrageous times were over such a long period
But
of
here's
time.
the deal: the only reason they were over such a long period of time was because there were other restrictions in the way.
Yeah, he viewed everything else that he was doing in his life as an obstacle to
to
fall.
playing Fallout.
That's
This is
actually the
this
case.
is my thought. I feel like out of everyone in the group, you would have the easiest time, but I'm kind of trepidatious of that thought.
I don't know if that's a
I don't think
word,
that's a
but
word at all.
I know what you mean, and that's all that matters.
Trepidatious about it
No,
because
made it worse.
you can't sleep anywhere. So I'm concerned about you being in a bed, stuck in a bed.
That's a fair
Otherwise,
point.
I would say you are the best candidate here for said position.
That's where I think.
Yeah,
the
you definitely
setting-
have a good point.
That's where the setting comes into play.
Yeah,
yeah.
it does.
You also got to think of the fact that none of us really smoke marijuanas.
I don't
or
need that.
Inject the marijuana.
that
no,
isn't-
but that's part of the.
that
Study.
is- yeah.
You got to think like. Probably the fucking first like 10 days are just like they're not even gonna happen because it's just gonna be all new experiences.
Yeah,
for-
and what kind of
Sorry, mom and dad.
what kind of weed high are you? Are you like to snack? Do you like to just do nothing? Do you like to watch movies? Like we don't know what
Do
we
you
will
get
be.
paranoid?
no,
as
like
hell?
Yeah.
like your Fallout experience would be a whole new thing.
It would.
You would fall in love with it all over again.
What Nick? What if Nick? Yeah, like Kevin just said, is a paranoid higher. I think
Yeah.
that's what the kids call it. And he just gets paranoid on weed, and
never
he's
know.
like in this scientific room, and he's just bugging.
Is that even a thing that happens?
I mean,
Who
that's what
knows?
the cool kids say.
Who knows?
What?
Mike, who would be the best candidate here? I want an answer from everyone. I said Nick. Who do you think would, out of the four of us, you could pick yourself, would be the best candidate? Kevin, and Nick, you will need answers as well.
All right, that's fair.
Kevin.
You think Kevin would be?
He likes bed.
I love bed. I love lamb. I love bed. But I can respect your decision. Kevin and Nick.
I think Kevin's indecisiveness would just help him out in the long run.
This is
I'd
very
be-
true.
I would be lying there thinking about what I'm gonna do more than I'd
And it's
actually
like day
spend.
69, you're just like, all right, I know what I'm gonna do
Time
today.
to start. Oh, this is easy. I only have one more day.
It's so true, actually.
So revealing.
I think I'm going to go the same route. Prior to Mike saying that he hated sleeping in now, probably would have said Mike. But with that information,
Why? Because I'm a lazy piece of
I'm going to
shit.
go Kevin. No, not because you're a lazy piece of crap, but I mean,
Piece of doo-doo.
yeah. But I feel, you love comics, you love movies. Those are all nice and long time killers. I'm sure you'd get into other reading
Yeah.
as well. You have all the shows that you'd like to catch up on. Plus, you're a pretty mellow guy, so I think you'd be able to be calm the most time. And
Rose would just be
I think Rosa would just lose his. I think Rosa could be entertained for 70 days straight, but I think he would lose his mind in bed for 70 days. That's the thing.
I'm not sure if I would lose my mind as much as I would make everyone else's
That's
mind
true,
around
too.
me lose their minds.
Plus, Brandon doesn't like being told what to do either. So if he was able to spend 70 days of his own time doing nothing, he'd be fine. But the second they're like, stay in this bed,
Yeah, how long
might
until
not-
Rosa gets completely like sassy with these
Yeah.
people and just like
Oh,
starts
I'd
talking
be
back?
so done probably so quick.
Like they're just watching you through like a one-way mirror, and you just
Yep.
start.
How you like the
screaming at
show?
them.
Fuck you.
Do you guys know how to tell if it's a one-way mirror or not?
Spit on it and wipe it.
Isn't it-
And if
don't you
it's
have to, like,
shiny,
touch
it's a
it?
one-way
Yeah,
mirror.
If you touch it and there's no gap, then it's a one-way mirror. But if you see a gap from your fingers, then it's just a normal mirror.
Did you know?
You just spit on it.
Wipe it.
Did you know if you go on the back of a license and you try to scratch it, if there's like kind of a little bit of an edge, it's a real ID.
What are you talking about?
It's a fact.
Do you know?
Wow.
I would never need to know that.
Wow.
Do you
I
know
started
why?
crying.
Do you know why police officers touch the back of your car when they pull you over and walk up to your car?
I didn't even know they did
There's
that.
always more junk in the
Yeah.
trunk.
They actually do.
Wait, what did you say?
There's always more junk in the trunk.
But no,
Is
all
that
right.
the-
So
is
if a
that-
cop pulls you over, like they're supposed to, I don't know if all of them do, but I've actually noticed it a couple times. They'll actually touch the back of your car or your tail light, and it's because if they end up getting like hurt or shot or killed or something like from that stop, then like say you ditch the car somewhere, then like
Find the
they can
prints or
yeah
something.
they can find the prints of the police officer, find out it was that car that
Damn.
you know what I mean.
That's really intense.
Hmm.
Great thinking that you wouldn't think of.
Yeah.
Kevin,
Crazy.
who would be the best candidate?
Me.
Yeah?
No, I think
You can't pick yourself. That is a.
Yeah,
No,
I like that. I
honestly
appreciated
think,
that.
I honestly think Nick would just rip through those 70 days.
I could see it. It's funny because I could see each one of us excelling and also collapsing so
In
hard.
our own ways.
Yeah. Well, what would you do? Would you take 18,000 for 70 days? I believe Michael said on his talk time topic. Discuss in the comments below.
Would you do it for a Klondike bar?
Absolutely not. Klondike bars suck.
No, I'm honestly.
They're overrated.
Hitler did
Yeah.
in fact do it for a Klondike bar.
That's an atrocious thing.
I didn't know that. We're learning a lot. Fun facts here in talk time. We'll be back with the would you rather question in a minute. Would you rather? Now, Mike, you said guilt or horror.
Alright.
Do tell.
All right. So, would you rather be one of 100 slaves or own 100 slaves yourself?
Now, in what world does this exist? So, what is like the parameters of the situation for both cases.
A dystopian world.
Let
in
you
which-
guys use your imagination on it.
So you
gonna-
create your scenario.
Yeah.
Or scenario if you're an asshole.
I'm gonna go right off the bat. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be the owner. Number one. No one says I have to like treat them like crap, right? I can theoretically like they'll still be my slaves.
Technically, they're butlers then.
Yeah, they're still well, they're not getting paid. They're basically in.
I would assume with your
working for nothing.
situation, you still have the stigma of the fact that you own an alien world comes, and that you're either the king of 100 aliens or you're a bitch to 100 aliens, and you have to make that decision.
I mean, I don't really like. I mean, I know I just said like think of it your own way, but I don't really like the thought of that because people automatically will. I don't know, if it's not humans, then you won't really have too much guilt.
you mean
about it.
you won't dehumanize?
We
I mean,
dehumanize-
some
exactly.
people it might be the same, but I feel like a lot of people it wouldn't matter too much to them.
I agree. I think
I,
most people
I
would.
instantly think of Mad Max.
Yeah.
Would you rather be? And you don't technically have to be evil, but if you,
Exactly. That's the big thing.
but like that dystopian world in which you're either a dude with a stick sitting and waiting for water to pour out of
Yeah.
a mountain face thing, or be a dude that has to wear a face mask with a chest guard or whatever. The fuck it is.
It looked like a.
I don't know why I couldn't
It looked
describe
like
it.
a dirt bike chest protector. I think that's what it was. Actually,
Yeah.
Very well could have been.
So that's how I think of it. But I don't know. Obviously, I feel like you wouldn't want to be
It's yeah.
one of the slaves. The only like saving grace for that is if I'm gonna be the one to lead an uprising
Sure.
Yeah.
to strike them down and
See,
then
there's
become a hero.
a very because at first I was like, and now you just got me thinking. I was like, there's no reason to be the slave,
well,
but like you lead the uprising, or if you go off Nick's thing where you do have an awesome thing, so you're basically if you have an awesome slave owner, you're just working. No,
You're just working, not getting paid for it.
oh dear. Oh, you aren't.
you're
Oh,
also
yeah.
probably not getting any like education or anything.
Another situation came to mind. Did you ever see Snowpiercer?
No.
See what? I'm sorry.
No, I actually
Snowpiercer?
always wanted to see that. Though.
Dude,
That's
watch.
that's
First
like
of all,
the
watch that.
That's like it takes place on a train, right?
Yeah, it's like the end of the world, and
Oh, I
They
may have
created
seen bits and
a-
pieces of that.
Spoilers.
Oh, what the hell was the technology that they used to? There was an engine that would just consistently run.
Bless you.
They created a train track that literally that the length of the track was like I think it was 1 full year or something like that they would be driving around on this train. So every time you passed a certain point, you knew another year had passed or something like that. But literally, the whole world had frozen over,
So
and the
this
only
is-
thing that was running was this train and the people on it.
you have my attention now.
So there was like a dude. The people at the back were like treated like shit or whatever.
Oh, really?
And they tried to lead in an
Yeah.
uprising to get to the front of the train. And it was so like trippy and crazy, and it was awesome. But that's what I picture myself being: is Chris Evans in that film,
Chris Evans
leading
is
the
in it?
charge. Yeah, the
Dude.
Captain America.
Rosa Parks make an appearance.
Who?
The back of
Rosa
the train.
Parks.
Kevin doesn't know who Rosa Parks was.
Yeah,
Well, we're talking about two different forms of transportation here.
I give you a fun fact. Kevin names most of his fictional characters and or items Snowpiercer.
No, it's still Piercer.
Oh, still okay. That was
Weapon
close.
from Destiny.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that I was saying, like, I don't really know about you two, but Nick, I know you're pretty religious. So how does that affect your outcome on the afterlife?
Well, again, like the big thing is, if I'm stuck between owning the slaves,
You're still a slave owner, though.
Yeah. So all the
You're
stigma.
still a bad
of-
person.
but that's also arbitrary. What's the situation that I'm forced to be the slave owner? Because in theory, I would just let the
You're
slaves
not,
go.
You're not forced. You could be a slave if you want to.
Well, I wouldn't want to be a slave, but I also wouldn't want to be a slave owner, obviously. But if I was forced to pick between the two, like at gunpoint or world point or whatever, however we want to paint the picture, I have to choose. Do you want to be an owner? Or do you want to
The
be a slave?
definition of a slave is a person who is the legal property of another and is forced to obey them.
So you literally own other people.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I-
no. Between the two, the slave owner obviously sounds a lot better, but it's just
Not
that's why I just tease it as guilt or horror. You
But
know?
the thing is,
Yes.
if I was forced between the two, I wouldn't feel guilty as long as I was still treating those people like, sure, the legal definition, they would be my property. But if I was still treating them like I would treat any employee that I had, if I was a boss, for instance, then I wouldn't have trouble sleeping at night, especially if the alternative
But
was
no
being
matter
someone's
how good
jockey.
you treat them, though, I mean,
That's what I'm
they
saying.
still hate you.
I know what he's trying to say.
Yeah, and I get both sides because I still haven't committed to a side yet.
yeah.
But at the end of the day, as nice as you treat people, they are your property.
Again,
Like-
Which is
it's
such
not
an-
my choice.
Which is
Which-
such like an odd thing for us to
Even think about
fathom.
Yeah.
You know,
or understand.
Given-
Yeah,
Yeah, but I got
history
yeah.
and bullshit, all that bullshit.
I have to say though, if it's not my choice, you know, like if I'm not allowed to let them go, I'd rather be the owner and treat them as nicely as possible. I wouldn't have any guilt knowing the circumstances. Knowing the circumstances. Now, if I had done that for 20 years and then one day they were like, you can let them go, and I had warped my perception over that 20 years to be like, oh, I give them a good life, they can give me the next 20 years, then I would say that would be morally wrong.
Yeah.
But a priori, if I were to let them go the day I was allowed to let them go, I'd let them go.
Mike, you brought this guilt or horror topic to our attention. What was your answer? Or what did you think you were going to pick?
I have no idea.
You're stuck?
Still listening.
I tell you right now, every would you rather I bring, I don't really come in with an answer because
Yeah.
usually when we talk, there comes another
There's good points
facet of
made.
information that comes out of it. I just, oh my God. It really is guilt or horror.
I would lead the uprising.
Yeah. Snowpiercer. Steel
Exactly.
piercer.
No, everyone needs to watch. Moral of this topic: go watch
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
Should that just be the JPEG
Jesus
for YouTube?
That
Snowpiercer.
that movie caught me so off guard.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was
No,
amazing.
because I've seen it a million. It's on Netflix, right?
It was. I don't know if it's still.
Yeah, I've seen it on there a million times. I'm pretty sure, and like always like passed by it, but it always sounded so interesting. But then it didn't have like good reviews, and like I'm
all the
Yeah.
haters.
like I hate
Oh,
that like I
haters.
go off of reviews so much because I
think you'd-
seriously
I
do
think you'd
so
like it.
much now.
Yeah.
I think you'd like it.
Doesn't Infinite Warfare have like, side note, doesn't Infinite Warfare have like 2 stars or something? Because
I
people were
think
really
it's-
upset that it was meshed with COD 4.
No, I think critically it was well received. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, maybe
'Cause the campaign is very
maybe the
good.
Xbox review.
Because that's a direct.
That's-
thing
yeah,
of the
sorry,
fan. That's
yeah,
like a
yeah,
direct
the
forum
fan
for the
reviews.
fans.
Oh, the fan reviews.
That's what
I'm
I mean,
sure.
yeah, sorry.
Critically, no.
Yeah.
The campaign apparently is really good.
But
So you have two slave owner, slave.
but referring to it like that is so weird, though.
I mean,
Saying
technically,
slave
yeah.
owner, like I
mean,
don't know.
you own slaves.
Yeah.
By definition.
We have to keep in mind too, we're complete side note, but related to the main topic, we're not disparaging the history that has occurred throughout
Yeah,
the
no,
world
this is our
in any way. This is our
dystopian-
own
This is
dystopian conversation.
strictly about
Yeah.
interesting.
Just to put
things
that
to
out
talk
there.
about.
It's you and the first 100 people in proximity, the closest
Yeah.
100 people, and whatever the fuck that is. I like both of your fucking avenues here. I had the upriser and then being good, but at the end of the day,
leader.
you're still a cock. Like, there's no other way around that. You still own people as property.
Not by choice.
I think I'm gonna go with Kevin and be one of the slaves because at the end of the day, I feel like there would at least be, I would have friends that way because we're in a similar situation. There's 100 of us, and then at the end of the day, you're
And we
still
can
owning
Sing
people.
songs together.
You could hopefully play video games if you have a nice person like Nick, but who knows? You could have a very evil person.
You could have a terrible someone that basically you're chained to like 50-pound weights all day.
I just don't. Even if I treated them good, I don't know if I could feel good knowing that they're still my property. Even if I gave them the world.
Well, again,
also, let's look at it like I'm just putting this in there. Like, let's make it that you have these slaves, and like, yeah, you could be nice to them, but say like you basically you have a business to run through them. So like, and shit needs to get done.
Yeah, so you still need to meet your
So,
quotas
like,
and demands.
You still gotta like I don't want to say what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
They,
I
they,
understand.
you need them to
For
work.
a lack of better words, you got to crack the whip.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And no, I understand.
I know what
It's
you're
just a
saying.
metaphor.
Yeah.
It's just you still have to get shit done. So where is the play
Who says I have
involved
to,
in?
though?
Yeah,
What's
that's
the
that's for the
consequence?
sake of you
Yeah.
making your decision. The difference between the two choices is having control over your the
Actions and-
situation. Whereas, like, if you say you choose to be the one that's enslaved, it's you don't know what situation you're
Yeah.
going to be thrust into. Whereas if you pick to be the person in charge,
You control it.
you can control what you're doing and what,
yeah.
you know, what kind of business or I guess
If
whatever.
if this happened tomorrow, I'd like to believe that it would be someone like Nick. But I guess you never know.
People change when they get power.
Yeah,
I
very
don't
true.
think you
would
would-
never imagined you saying that.
I
'cause
would-
I think Nick would make your life a living hell.
No, no,
oh,
no.
Yeah.
No.
But
And honest to
it,
God,
like his
yeah.
thinking,
Yeah.
I guess.
I think the opposite. I think people take advantage of power very strongly.
It very easily could happen.
I think you'd be more likely to get someone terrible than you would
What
to get
was
someone
the-
benevolent.
What was the whole thing in? I think it was in Afghanistan where they did like some kind of test or some shit where they had U.S. soldiers, like it was like a shut down prison. Did you guys ever watch this? Did you guys ever take Mr. Marx's class?
No.
I think we watched it in there, but it was U.S. soldiers that were in this prison, and they did like this study kind of where like half of them were prisoners, and then the half were like prison guards, and like it was supposed to just like it was
Simulate.
friendly at first, like kind of normal, and then it got like fucking disgusting.
Just because
Like they were like stripping them down naked and
Yep.
like humiliating people.
because still at the end of the day, they still had their roles that they were supposed to fulfill.
Mhm.
So
yeah,
the,
it was fucking.
the
it was
job got the
insane.
best of them. So, yep. Even off that, I am picking slave, Michael.
Yeah, we'll be the uprisers.
Uprising against Nick. Us against Nick.
It's fine.
Oh my God.
What
I don't want slaves anyway.
would you do? Guilt or horror? Nick picks guilt. We all pick horror.
I'm not guilty.
There you are.
Mike said that was the topic, so you are guilty. We will be back with our Do You Know question right after this. Do you know, should you know? Maybe not, should you know? We'll let Mike define that for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be a should. You
Okay. Do tell.
Do you know and should you know all your nationalities?
Interesting.
Cool.
That's a nice route.
I like this. Now, this is I immediately half blame my parents for this because I don't think it could possibly be true. But what I have forever told everyone is that I'm 75% Italian and then 12.5% Irish and 12.5% Polish
What? God.
to make the other
5%
Italian.
Italian,
And I have the
think,
beautiful white, paley, pasty Irish Polish skin.
but I think that means you'd.
I'm 3/4 Italian. Because
Yeah, but wouldn't your? So both of your parents would have to be 50% Italian, right?
No, one could be 100% and one could be 50%.
this is interesting. Well, my grandparents,
Yeah.
my one set, are straight from Italy. So they're 100%.
Yeah.
And that goes down to my dad. So I guess my dad is,
100%.
yeah.
And therefore
Okay,
your
yeah.
mom's probably 50%.
Is that how that works? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. And yeah, my mom's okay. So, but the 12.5% is like weird. So I guess my mom, because my mom's then probably 50-50, right? That would equal my numbers.
Yeah.
Huh. I might be.
Yeah.
Or maybe 50, 25, 25 to get the 12.5 for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what I immediately thought of when you said this is I've always wanted to, and I've just put it off for years, is doing the whole Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
And
Find
like
out.
putting my DNA sample in and seeing where the fuck this line goes and shit.
I never understood
don't-
like what that. I never looked into it. So you actually have to do that, like send a piece of your hair.
Well, that's like
Yeah,
the
it's
new
like
thing.
It's like
Yeah.
a saliva sample
Oh,
and a
that's-
piece of your hair.
oh wow.
And
Like
they-
they send you like a swab and a little thing.
And
Like
You don't have to do that. You could do it the other way,
Yeah.
like just through like unlock
Information.
their
No, but
encyclopedia or whatever.
But
and
the
then-
nationality, like that's just like tracing, like I think the like finding out like your actual percentages, like you were just talking about, is like you have to do the DNA. Shit.
Yeah, to get a more accurate
Yeah.
result. Yeah.
So what does that do though? What do they do with
It's,
it?
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
it's
it's-
entirely.
This is, you always joke about resident scientists, but this is actually an area where I'm like a resident scientist.
Okay, so scientist Nick,
So,
foreplay, go ahead.
There's a lot of bioinformatic analysis that could go on. Basically, we look for patterns. Okay, we look for patterns in everyone's DNA. So let's say every human in general has an AGTC sequence in a certain region of your DNA. So we look for that, right? Now let's say everyone from Asia we've noticed has, after that AGCT, has an AAA, right? We start to notice that Asian people have that AAA. Maybe European people have like AAC, et cetera, and there's very slight variations there, but enough similarities in certain geographic regions that you could find trends using like, computer software and analytical data. So you can plug your sequence in, see where it matches up to those similarities. You like to believe that it's not by chance. Sometimes it can be by chance because you mutate all the time. So theoretically, his DNA could mutate to a point where it looks like DNA that originated in Asia, for instance, and you'd get a false positive in that case. The likelihood is low that would be the case, but the likelihood exists. Any mutation anywhere is possible. But generally speaking, they take that data through hundreds of thousands of possibly millions of sequences, and they stack yours against that as well to give you those percentages. If that makes sense. That's a very quick synopsis of what happens there.
That was perfect.
Thank you.
I'm just deeply upset that I didn't ask for the scientist to speak and then he spoke. So next time maybe you should wait
I despise you.
and get told what to do
I just
and then do your fucking job. I'm just kidding, Nick. That was wonderful. This does make me want to really actually take the next step and like go purchase this.
It's really cool.
As
and
you
it's
guys
getting
discuss,
cheaper
I am
and cheaper.
curious to see how much it
It's
is.
100.
It used to be it used to be thousands. The
Really?
tech has gotten so much better and so much more accurate.
Wow.
So it's much better. Definitely.
Now,
much cheaper.
Now, what if you sent them the sample, and they just like fucked up? Oops, I dropped this. And you gave them some other sample, and then they come back and tell you, and then you start living a lie because they told you false history.
Or like you're full blown Asian.
I'm 100% full blown Asian. No.
Well,
Clearly,
there's also
Rosie, you were actually adopted.
You probably go
See?
into it.
You can find out that too.
You probably go into it. They probably tell you like, take everything, take all this with,
Some
there probably
disclaimer,
isn't 100%
yeah.
certainty with any of it yet, right?
there's no 100% certainty with anything. Again, I was just saying his mutations could be false positives on their own. Like theoretically, you
Why
could
are you focusing on me and saying my
because
mutation?
you're the one talking about getting the
He's
testing.
assuming that you
But anyone,
mutate.
any one of us could achieve random mutations that would change the map of what we look like stacked against
Maybe
everything
an
else.
X-Men.
That's
I
just
mean,
such a
you would
cool
be
word.
Who knows?
Mutation.
Mutation? Mutant.
Quick question: who would you be from the X-Men?
Doctor
Disrespect.
Evil.
What?
So you just got hit with two things that made
See, I was
zero
gonna-
sense.
I was going to
My
go.
brain just fried a little bit because I actually thought wait, is that actually?
I don't know why I yelled doctor, but I was going to say Dr. Octopus and then Dr. Evil came out.
Either way, none of them were fucking.
Yeah. What?
Either way, it made no sense. So I don't know why you're trying to defend yourself.
You would want to be Cyclops, right? Because your fucking
You're-
eyes.
You're basically
I have
halfway
super
there.
eyes.
You're basically halfway there anyway.
Mike, you were Greek. Nick, you were Italian. Kevin, you were Irish. This has been the Foreplay Podcast. No.
Wait, we still have a lot more. We still have a lot more. I actually have a lot more to say.
I was joking.
I
spoke for every
I
single
also
one of
wanna
you.
Say that I can't stand when we would talk about this stuff in maybe middle school or high school, and there would always be a bunch of kids that are just yeah, but I'm 5% Cherokee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
No, you're not, and that doesn't matter.
It is very interesting that my mom's fiance Larry, whom you all know, he did do some type of this years ago, and he did find out that he's 1% black. Larry, for those out there
But
who
it's
doesn't
just,
know, is
that's
100%
one of those
white.
Things that
Oh yeah, but he's got some like relatives and ancestry that he does have that in him. And that's something you would never know by looking at someone.
Yeah.
And you would also never know that I'm 3/4 Italian because of my pasty white skin and not nice complexion or olive skin, but whatevs.
I'm not like entirely interested in going
Deep down the rabbit hole.
way back, but
Yeah.
finding like, you know,
The percentages.
no, just like even, I don't know, just finding the people that even
Came here.
came here, you know, like knowing who those people are probably
Do
is
you know who-
relevant because knowing what they went through and everything else.
Do you know when people came here in your family or?
The only thing my grandpa was huge into all this stuff. Like he was putting together a crazy family tree and stuff like that. I know one of my other uncles is really into all this stuff and he's got it all down, but I am not.
Yeah, my grandparents made it
well-versed.
easy where my grandparents were straight from Italy. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, first
Yeah, so-
generation.
I
from-
find
Easy
it
peasy.
it's
Yeah.
interesting stuff. It's just a matter of me actually finding
Doing
the
it.
Yeah,
information.
yeah.
Well, Mike, you're at least 50% Greek, right? Because your dad's parents were
well-
from Greece,
Well,
right?
my dad's from Greece.
Yeah, I
So he's
forget.
100%. So yeah, 50. And then my mom's just like
Czech Republic. No, I was not making a joke. I thought that was one of your things. Or Czechoslovakia.
No.
You know Czech.
Polish.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Polish.
Chuck E.
Chuck E.
Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes, I have Chuck E. Cheese in my DNA.
Continue.
Great.
No, yeah, so 50% Greek, and then I guess the rest is just like Polish, German, Irish, like that, the normal, like, you know,
Spread.
yeah, that everyone just says, like,
I feel like I know more Polish people than anything else. Like everyone.
Everyone's a little Polish. This is interesting.
that's
I feel
what
that same
mean,
way.
just like Irish and German.
I feel like a
all
lot
that
of
stuff.
Italian people as well.
I don't think there's any Italian in me. I don't want any Italians in me.
Fair.
I'm just gonna shut up. Nick, go ahead.
Well, since we're still talking about our own percentages and whatnot, I'll refrain from some of the other stuff I have to say. I'm half and half. 50 Italian, 50 Argentine.
Oh, yeah?
I always forget that you're Argentine. Who's your mom's?
Mi
Argentine?
madre.
Do you root for Argentina in the World Cup?
I do.
Was your mom born in Argentina?
No. My aunt was. Her younger sister was. Her younger sister was because they were on vacation.
Why did
at
you
the
say
time.
aunt like that?
It's so weird the
Oh.
first time.
I didn't think
Franck.
too much, but
Yeah.
no, but my
Franck.
my grandma and grandpa on my mom's side were first
from?
They
Okay.
came straight from Argentina. So, and my great grandfather.
And then your
My dad's
dad's parents are from Italy.
Yes.
That's interesting. So,
So-
you're dead 50-50.
I'm like pretty much dead
Yeah.
50-50. I'm sure that there's
a little
more
remnants,
variation in
scraps,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know more Spanish or Italian?
Spanish. We discussed this.
La garganta.
La garganta. But no, I've been having a little bit of trouble though. I've been using my Spanish a lot more at work, and the dialects and the accents from some of the guys are so much different than what I'm used to, and like there are sentences that they say that there are words that I've never heard in my life, and I'm just trying to piece it
Or do you
together.
think it's just like a different like way they say it?
It's a combination. That's what I'm saying. The different accents, but also dialects. Like imagine trying to have like a full blown conversation with like a Scottish or an Aussie person. They're still speaking English,
Yeah.
but there's so many slang terms that you don't know that
Yeah.
when they're putting together sentences.
And it's not even
You're just like-
slang to them because it's probably like
Exactly.
words that like people around them use every single
Yep,
day. All
exactly.
the time.
So that's basically what Spanish is like too. I'm basically, speaking English. They're speaking, or I'm speaking Spanish. They're speaking Spanish, but I'm American and they're Aussie or Welsh or whatever. Wherever there are differences in accents. So I've been having a lot of trouble with that. So I'm trying to get used to conversing more. But main point being, I know more Spanish than Italian
Okay.
by far.
Kevin, you were the Irish and Polish represent. More Irish,
I'm not-
correct?
I have no Polish.
Oh. Well, I thought you
least I
said.
don't.
I thought you were Polish because you said
Everyone's
everyone's
No,
Polish.
that's what I feel like. Everyone is but me,
Everyone.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
Hi, Vincent, as he walks in.
no, there is a German side to me. I'm not too familiar with I'm not really well versed in all of my.
Of your background. So what
My
are you, like
background.
3/4 Irish then?
I couldn't really tell
Couldn't tell you?
Couldn't tell you.
Well, you said you were holding back something to say.
Was your
When we get to the
part of
should you know.
Third Reich?
Yeah.
you. I don't think so.
It could be. I mean, he doesn't know.
That Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode, where he finds out his grandfather was an
yeah.
actual
Yeah.
SS soldier.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I have more for the should you know.
All right, so yeah, should people know? Well, Nick, you lead off since you have something to say.
I would love to. I think it is important to know. Obviously, there are the people that are like, "Oh, I'm 3% Cherokee," blah blah blah. But I do think that in the long term, having everyone know their true like percentages could help with racial tension over time, and not just in America, but in other parts of the world too. Like we're not the only country that has racism. Every country
Yeah.
has some sort of racism, whether it's whatever races it's against. And I watched the video this one time, and people did actually do just this. They got DNA tests.
Oh yeah, I saw
And
that.
before that,
yeah.
they were like, some of them were talking crap about like other races. Like
Wow.
I would never have any German in me. Percentage,
Yeah,
50% German, like exactly. So, and I think that could help, break down boundaries and have people be more like, all right, you know what, we are one and the same. So that's my motivation for saying that you should know.
So does that mean you hate Kevin because you believe people should know, and Kevin
That's something.
kind of didn't know?
I
I
don't
mean, I know the basics
yeah,
of it,
yeah.
German,
Plus-
Irish, but as far as the details, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, none of
Sure.
us. I mean, we're all just been told
It's
this.
not like-
Exactly.
So we don't
I have
know
no
if any of ours
factual
is
proof.
yeah.
Yeah.
it's
true.
I would
like
love
all-
to get a DNA test.
Yeah.
I would
all
love
that
to.
information isn't just thrown at your face either.
No.
It's
No.
saying, something
You might as well
stuff you
just
gotta
get
go
like
look
an
for.
HIV test while you're at it too. So.
Check everything.
Check
Pretty
everything.
sweet.
Cover all my bases.
Check the oil.
Ancestry.com, please check everything for me. People, they can know if they want. I don't think people should know. I think,
I feel
I
like
think
it's
it's cool to
different.
know if you want to.
I feel like it's different now too, though, since just like America, the melting pot. But like obviously, like years ago, I feel like it was like more important to know. Like everybody like should.
Oh, there was
know.
a
Like,
giant point of
I
pride.
feel like
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know, then you were like an idiot.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, the
but I'm talking
further-
about like way back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The further and further you get away from the point at which everyone had come out,
Yeah.
like got cast over here,
Well, how New York
Yeah,
was
that sounds
literally
less and
like
less.
broke into neighborhoods by like
Yeah.
language
Yeah.
and country, and like there was gangs of each and all that
Gangs
shit.
of New York. That's a sick ass movie.
Never seen it. I don't really think it exists. You know what does exist?
You guys seen
The
it?
Foreplay podcast.
Yes.
The Foreplay podcast does exist, and you could
Padcast.
watch it, the podcast, at youtube.com/4playvideo. We appreciate all your support and watchings of
All
the
of them.
shows all over the countries.
Beijing.
Big fan of our website, 4playvids.com. 13% of our viewership last month, which
I
was
wonder-
about 215 views in a month. You guys can check that out. You should also be sure to follow us on the Instagrams, the Twitters. We post on that at 4playvids. You can now search us on Facebook because I have our username now at 4playvids. Like the page there, so you can be notified of all of the shit we are doing. We will be back another week.
Subscribe.
Ooh. Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/4playvideo.
If you like what we're doing, make sure to smash that like button.
Be sure to share all our videos with your friends so we could continue to grow, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.